Jalen Suggs is the highest rated recruit in the history of Gonzaga's basketball program. The 3-time FIBA gold medalist is an elite guard prospect that can virtually do it all. I had the opportunity to cover Jalen last summer at the Under Armour Finals, and I can tell you guys now that this kid is the real deal. He can score the ball on all 3 levels, he's a good passer, he can defend. Jalen is just very solid overall as a basketball player. He most definitely has one and done potential, especially if he can prove he can run a team at the next level, because right now he's more of a combo guard. But interesting enough, Jalen may join the list of prospects who have skipped college to play professionally overseas. He stated his main focus is playing for Gonzaga next season, but he's seriously considering the route of going pro. Let's take a look at Jalen's strengths and weaknesses in this breakdown so we can gauge his true potential as a basketball player. If there's one thing you can count on Jalen Suggs to do on the court, it's scoring the basketball. Jalen was easily one of the most efficient scorers in the country this past summer, shooting 52% from the field. He's at his best when he's aggressively attacking the basket and finishing strong at the rim. Jalen is a legit 6'5" and weighs around 200 pounds, great size for a point guard prospect, and since he's also a highly recruited football player, Jalen has no problem initiating and finishing through contact. When he's attacking off the dribble, Jalen has a solid handle and a quick first step that allows him to break down the defense and get in the lane. He's a really good athlete that's capable of finishing strong above the rim or contorting his body in the air for acrobatic finishes. Jalen is just a real handful for defenses when he wants to get to the rim, especially in transition when he has a full head of steam. But Jalen isn't only a threat getting to the basket. Jalen is more than capable of heating up in a hurry from 3-point range. He's very comfortable shooting off the catch or off the dribble. He can knock down shots off ball screens, pulling up in transition, or out of the triple threat. Jalen's release is very quick, he won't hesitate to pull up from NBA range, and he seems to shoot better when he has a hand in his face. Even though I wouldn't consider Jalen a sharp shooter, he has the potential to be a real threat from the perimeter. When Jalen's not scoring the ball, he's shown the potential to be a legit floor general. Jalen has good court vision in the half-court set and in transition. He knows he draws a lot of attention from the defense, which in return allows Jalen to excel as a driving kick guy and as a player who can penetrate the defense, survey the floor, and then find the open man. Jalen just has that natural laid-back and poised demeanor you want in a point guard prospect. As of now, Jalen is more comfortable being a score-first guard, but I believe his ceiling as a player is much higher if he's developed as a point guard instead of a combo guard. When Jalen is locked in, he can be extremely productive on the defensive end. Jalen's 6'5" wingspan isn't ideal for a player his size, and you may think that would hurt him defensively. But Jalen's aggressiveness and natural instincts makes up for his average wingspan. This past summer, Jalen led the Under Armour circuit in steals, most of them coming from great anticipation in the passing lanes. He always seems to have active hands on defense, sometimes to a fault. He can get in habits of gambling in the passing lanes or reaching in too much while playing on-ball defense. But when he's disciplined, Jalen's most definitely one of the best defensive guards in the country. Jalen's overall decision-making with the ball is probably his #1 weakness. Even though he may be listed as a point guard on some recruiting sites, Jalen's mindset is score first, set up teammates second, and that mindset is apparent when you watch him play. For one, he jacks up a lot of forced and rush jumpers from 3-point range. Even though he's capable of making shots from the perimeter, Jalen has struggled with consistency from deep throughout his high school career. He's very trigger happy when he wants to get things going from beyond the arc, and he needs to do a better job of just being patient and letting his shot come to him. Jalen's decision-making attacking off the dribble needs to improve as well. He tends to over-dribble when he wants to get to the rim and sometimes struggles to get around quicker defenders. He's a good ball handler, but not elite, sometimes losing his handle when he's trying to penetrate the defense. And while Jalen does have solid court vision, he makes a lot of careless and lazy passes. He plays too nonchalant at times, and that usually leads to turnovers when he's trying to set up his teammates. To put it simply, Jalen is just not a pure point guard, which is fine at this stage in his basketball career. He's still young and has plenty of time to develop and improve on his decision making. Well, here's my verdict. Jalen is one of many guard prospects in the 2020 class who has lottery pick potential. The one thing I noticed with Jalen though is that he doesn't have one standout strength compared to other guards in his class. Jalen Green has elite athleticism, Cade Cunningham is a tremendous passer, Sharif Cooper is a wizard handling the ball and is extremely crafty, But Jalen Suggs seems to do a little bit of everything well, and there's nothing wrong with that. If Jalen decides to attend school, Gonzaga will be getting a player that will make an impact on both ends of the floor. He still needs some development at the point guard spot, but Jalen's size and scoring ability will allow him to be effective playing off the ball as well. As he matures, if Jalen can show he's capable of running the show of a high major Division I program, then without a doubt, Jalen will end up being a lottery pick one day.